KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by Rivers Edge Hospital and Clinic. People caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. Rivers Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. Rivers Edge Hospital.
Hello and happy Monday, and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jurek. In a few short minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at today's rainy forecast and the rest of the week ahead. We start with state news. The Great Minnesota Get Together kicks off this Thursday in Falcon Heights. The state fair runs through Labor Day, offering up plenty of food and fun over the next few weeks. It also serves up some educational attractions. As our Quinn Gorin reports, that includes the annual State Fair Poll, a legislative tradition that gives fairgoers a chance to make their voices heard.
You got a strong opinion on whether all schools should be allowed to start class before Labor Day. What about an opinion on whether the state should increase revenue or decrease spending to pay off its projected deficit? What about an opinion on employers using AI for interviewing and recruiting? Those are all questions on this year's slate of state fair polls, and the House and Senate both hope to hear how the people feel about more than a dozen different issues. The Minnesota House and Senate host two separate polls from inside the fair's education building. Nonpartisan staff from each chamber pick a list of questions that have to do with relevant legislative issues. Some might relate to bills passed last spring. Others might be geared toward legislation we might see in the future. Either way, staff say it's a great opportunity to educate the public on legislative issues in a fun and pressure-free setting. Lawmakers also staff the booth during the fair, so staff say it's a great outreach opportunity.
If people have a bigger question or maybe a separate question for an elected official, it's great to have them there to, they all hear about these issues. They all vote on some of this stuff. So it's great to have the public be able to have a face-to-face interaction with the members.
Both the House and Senate published the results from the State Fair poll in the weeks following the State Fair. It's worth noting that this is not a scientific poll by any means. Nonpartisan staff say it's more of a snapshot of people who go to the fair and people who happen to visit their booth in the education building. Nonetheless, sometimes the results are used by lawmakers on the House or Senate floor to make arguments, so it's an entertaining activity that your legislators definitely pay attention to. Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorin.
Here to talk about some of the rain that we got this morning is Caitlin Lohr. Caitlin, it was a widespread weekend of showers that bled into Monday. I know Sunday night I was out enjoying it until the bugs got bad. I woke up this morning, no rain. We got here and more rain. My goodness.
Buckets and buckets
yeah.
of rain. And well, it has all been needed, not so much that we needed to kind of get out of drought conditions, but it's nice to stay ahead of it. However, now we're dealing with some localized flooding around the area.
A little too much rain.
Yes, a little too much all at one time. But the good news is drier conditions are now going to be moving in after today. So we'll have plenty of time to dry out. But for those of you wondering, this is kind of where we're sitting at rain total wise. And I'll have more updated totals as the day goes on, as the rain wraps up. But as of about 7:10 this morning, we are sitting at just shy of 5 inches of rain here at the station. I know this will vary depending on where you are. For example, places like Janesville and Waseca got just shy of 5 inches of rain alone Saturday night into Sunday morning. So if you're in areas east of Mankato, well, these totals may be quite a bit higher than what we're dealing with here at the station. And I'll post a list of those updates as the morning goes on and as the day goes on. So be on the lookout for those if you're curious to kind of know who got what around southern Minnesota and even portions of northern Iowa. Now, I know a lot of eyes are on the rain forecast just because we are already dealing with some minor localized flooding. River levels are on the rise and things like that. So the good news is between 11 and 12 o'clock this morning and afternoon, most of the showers are going to start fizzling out, leaving behind a few isolated showers that will eventually fizzle out by about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. And as those fizzle out, we are looking at very light rainfall rates, not kind of what we were dealing with this morning. So as those showers fizzle out, those rainfall rates will become lighter and lighter, leaving behind less accumulation as they continue to dissipate. As they continue to dissipate, we are looking at sunshine returning to the area with clear skies sticking around overnight. Tomorrow morning, stray shower or two possible with the increase of some cloud coverage that will ultimately decrease once again as we go through the late morning, early afternoon hours. But because we do have a little bit of rain left through this morning in those early afternoon hours with those straggling showers. We are still looking at an additional 1/4 of an inch, give or take, for areas Mankato eastward, but between Mankato and Waseca could see another 3/4 of an inch of rain or so. Now, most of this rain that you're seeing, even though this says now until 7 a.m. Thursday, is really just what's left to fall through today, as we're not really looking at a lot of rain chances beyond today into the upcoming week and weekend. Now, there is a chance for a few isolated showers, a couple thunderstorms possible, but that's not really going to be until Thursday night and Friday morning, with the passage of another cold front that's going to lead to some really comfortable temperatures going into the weekend and next week. But today we still have to deal with a little bit of heat and humidity. After these morning showers and thunderstorms comes some afternoon sunshine. That sunshine will not only heat us up, but lead to some evaporation of the water out there, and that's going to lead to that increase in moisture. So yeah, we're looking at a high of 85 degrees, but it could feel more like the low 90s and just kind of icky outside because of the moisture. And with that said, with moisture, that's going to kind of translate into developing into fog by tonight into tomorrow morning. And this is kind of a trend that we could see over the next several nights into the following mornings. So tonight, tomorrow night, and even Wednesday night and a Thursday morning, areas of fog are possible, as right now temperatures for tonight drop to a low of 65 degrees by tomorrow morning. Like I said, stray shower or so tomorrow morning possible with that little bit of cloud coverage in the area, but then we will see mostly sunny skies with temperatures topping out in the low 80s by tomorrow afternoon. So we're already looking at cooler temperatures on the way by tomorrow. And as we take a look at your extended forecast, low 80s return tomorrow, sticking around through majority of this week. Upper 70s by Friday. Like I mentioned, there is that chance for a couple isolated showers with a weak cold front Thursday night into Friday morning. That's going to continue to lead to some cooler temperatures through the upcoming weekend into next week. And it's going to feel, once again, very much like early fall, with those highs hovering the low 70s through the weekend and next week.
My goodness, let's just get through today, everybody, and maybe a day or two later on. But after that, I think weather team's going to do us right here for the, what's crazy to say, back half of August.
Yeah, it's going to be great for the Great Minnesota Get Together, though. At least it won't be unbearable out there. We got
less than 2 weeks, and then August is done.
I don't think we should say that.
Ooh. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for watching this KYC News Now to Go update. Of course, stay with KYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And download the free KYC News and weather apps for the latest headlines and forecasts.